Okay, we're ready for some color correction here inside Photoshop. I'm going to close out of this image, and no, I'm not going to bother saving them, and I'm going to go and open up another image. This time, variations inside your Chapter 8 folder, which is inside your Project Files folder, which is on your desktop. I'll click on Open, and I get this image here. Now, this image is in dire need of some correction. I'm just going to hit Shift-Tab here to get rid of my panels, and I'll hit the F key on the keyboard. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit. There we are, something like that. Now, I'm going to start things off with a command called Variations here inside Photoshop. It's probably one of the easiest color correction commands to use. So I'm going to go up to my Image menu and down to Adjustments. By the way, your Adjustments submenu lists out all of your color correction tools. So I'm headed for Variations. And the Variations dialog box is huge. I'll just kind of position them over here. Let me give you a quick tour of how this is going to work. At the very top, I have my original image, and then I have the current pick, or in other words, the current version of my image after I start monkeying around inside this dialog box. So I can always compare the original to what I've done to it. Now, inside this main area here, you'll have all of your colors. So, for example, I can add in more green or more cyan or more blue. Notice everything's more. It's more, more, more. Nothing's less. Well, how this works is all of these colors are equidistant colors. They're 60 degrees apart from each other on the color wheel. So, by going more yellow, for example, that's the same as saying less blue. They're opposites. If I go more green, that's the same as saying less magenta, because they're opposites. That's how it works. And of course, over on the side here, I have darker and I have lighter. And all I'm doing is I'm just single clicking on these thumbnails to actually apply them. Up at the top there's a better example of my current pick and my original. So I'm absolutely going to go back to my original, and I'm going to try and properly color correct this image. Well, I'm going to do the best job that I can anyway. It's a pretty rough looking image. Alright, so an image like this, I'm going to try and throw in a little bit more cyan, because I can see the original in the background here is very red. So, 2 clicks on the cyan there, and I'm going to click darker once, just to kind of darken things up here a little bit. I'll click on OK up at the top. There's my result. It's looking better already, but I think I can do a little bit better. So, I'm going to head back in to Image, and then down to Adjustments and Variations. Now, what I can do here is I can isolate my shadows in the image, the midtones, or the highlights. Now, normally you'll stay with midtones. You can also decide if you want your changes to be very fine changes or very rough, very coarse changes. What I want to do, though, is I want to adjust my saturation. So, I'll go back to my original here, and then saturation, and I'm going to give this image one shot of less saturation, and I'll click on OK. There, the image is looking better already. Here's a neat little trick. I'm going to use Photoshop's undo command, Control-Z or Command-Z on the Mac. And I'm going to continually hit that keyboard shortcut, Control-Z or Command-Z. And that gives me sort of a before and after look at my image. So, there's a look at your Variations command inside Photoshop.